Alright, I think it's time we talk about this. So, as we all know, I'm sure all of you know about the Sony issue of them canceling physical games by 2028. What a random thing for them to just do. I mean, you could make the argument that they were losing money. You could also make the argument that people just buy more digital. But there's just this group of people that they're going to lose by making these games digital only and not giving people the choice to like buy what they want. And I personally don't see how there's a benefit in this. I don't see how they'll make profit from anything. If anything, this is going to make their company just crash down. Like, I'm just being so honest. I really don't see a point in making all their games digital. Now, I know like some people say this isn't really an issue, just buy the physical games if you want to get a game. Like, yeah, I understand that. But there's something nice about having the game physically in your hands and having it. Like, I have the game. I want to have that game. I don't want it being taken away from me. I don't think they would ever take it away from you, but it's the probabilities of that aren't zero. They're not even like low either. They're like it's like 50-50, honestly. I'm going to be so honest. I don't know much about all of this stuff going on, but I will put in the iCard in my video a link to Keegan Chu, specifically one of his videos. I think that's how you do it, but I will link Keegan Chu's channel in the iCard. I recommend, if you want to know more about all this stuff I'm talking about, go to him. You will get the most information from him. Really reliable source, and he's very passionate about all of this. And I agree with everything he says, so why not? Anyways, I'm sure there's more to be said about that stuff, but I'm gonna move on to another thing. And it's just about Xbox. And we recently found out that they laid off a lot of people. I think like 1,000. And it's just like I don't know why they did that. Maybe there's a reason to why they did. But I do know that there's still people there working there that are probably terrified because they're like, man, I could have gotten laid off. And we saw this happen with Epic Games. Specifically, we saw it happen with Fortnite. They laid off like 1,000 people, 5,000 people, and we saw the decline. If you played Fortnite, you would know. The game just wasn't that great during that time. And that's just what I'm worried about with Xbox. Because there's still Xbox isn't working on it, but the coalition's still working on Gears of War E-Day. But Xbox is still working on Halo, I think. Of course they're not directly working on it, but they, it's Halo and Gears of War, the big two things of Xbox. And maybe I could maybe see because they were definitely losing money. I mean, look at the Game Pass prices. Like, it was outrageous. It was $30 a month, and then it got lowered to like 22 now. It's just interesting because like I kind of see it more being like I kind of see it more reasonable in a more reasonable way with Xbox because like we knew they were losing money. Of course, with Epic Games, we knew they were losing money too. But I guess it's the same thing. There's no but. It just is the same thing. Of course, that new Project Helix console, if it doesn't have a disk drive, it's not gonna do well. And for years, game key cards, game key discs have been around. Not key cards, but discs have been the thing where, not all the time, but have been the thing where you put it in and you download the game from the servers or whatever. Not all games were like that, but pretty much every Xbox game I had was like that. I'm pretty sure. Especially Gears 5. I remember having to download that for like 2 hours when I got it. And it's insane that game key cards, game key discs are killing physical media, going back to Sony. Is kind of dumb, because that's not the main thing that's killing Sony right now. The main thing is that they're just not doing digital, or they're not doing physical, sorry. And speaking of game key cards and key discs, Nintendo, for years they've had the whole game on the physical thing, up until recently when they announced game key cards. And I understand completely why people don't like them, but they need to understand that we've had this concept for years. And yeah, it does suck, but this is the most justified thing to do without killing off physical things entirely. And in my opinion, I think Nintendo is the last bastion for physical media. Everything I'm saying is just my opinion. If you don't agree with me, that's the point of an opinion. We are definitely in the decline for just gaming in general. It's crazy how fast it got here. I didn't expect it to be this soon. I kind of knew that this was coming, but I didn't know it was going to be this soon. So it's really bizarre. And it's like, man, we're not going to have physical games soon. But not having physical games soon, Sony won't. But I think we will still have physical games for like Nintendo. Nintendo will always do physical games until they literally can't. But Nintendo has so much money, there's no reason they can't. Even if they transfer to only doing game key cards, which I don't know why they would, they can go a long time before having to do that, especially if how small their games are. It can work. Like, Nintendo will always have physical games. That might just be what it is if we don't get physical games after 2028. And I tried to record a video like this a few days ago, and I told myself I wouldn't really know how I would feel unless another Gears of War game got announced and it wasn't getting a physical release. And that, to me, makes me really not happy. Luckily, Gears of War E-Day comes out this year, and it's gonna get a physical game. It's gonna get a physical copy. I would love to get it. I'm sure I will get it eventually, but that's besides the point. It just feels like a Great Depression for video games. Like, I'm not gonna lie. We're on the steep decline, and I feel like we will get out of that decline. Like, there will be like a dip of like, man, no physical media, but then it'll come back. I'm sure it'll come back. Or just we'll always have physical media. Maybe the Sony thing will get what's it called? Neutralized? I don't know. Reversed by us. We can boycott Sony. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how persistent Sony is on doing things. I feel like they're kind of persistent, though. And, like, determined to do things when they say they will. I've never had a PlayStation, ever. I've never had interest in getting a PlayStation. I'm not one to speak on it, but there is a reason why. Like, even if I didn't care for Sony at all, and I was like, ugh, whatever, they can get rid of physical games. There are, like, people saying that Xbox was following that. Now, the thing that Xbox did post is that you can transfer your physical games into digital media if you want to. I think it's if you want to. I don't know if it's forced. I don't know why they would make it forced. This new CEO seems to know what she's doing, so I'm pretty sure it's not going to be forced. But having that option is kind of interesting. It gives you more of an idea of what you want. I guess if you didn't have a choice before, because maybe you didn't have enough money, or like maybe you just don't want to have to switch out your games, even though it's like, I don't know, you would still have it, but you just wouldn't be able to use it. Like, is the disc just empty? Like, what happens to the disc if you transfer it to digital? So I don't know. Now, I don't think Xbox is gonna follow in Sony's footsteps soon. Maybe they will, because GTA 6. I don't know if GTA 6 is truly at fault for it. I think it's just the manufacturers being lazy. And like, I understand that it costs money to put a game on a physical thing. And I'm not saying it's like mandatory, because it's clearly not, but when people have a physical option for, like, I don't know, a collector's edition, for example, for me, I really like this game called Just Shapes and Beats. I have it on my Switch, and I've had it for years. I love it. It's so fun just to go on and play it. It's such a blast. But when they came out with the collector's edition for Just Shapes and Beats, my eyes lit up. And I saw the Nintendo Switch box art for Just Shapes and Beats, and I was like, it looked amazing. I'm gonna try to find a picture of it, but it looks so nice, and I want it. And having that choice, that opportunity to get a collector's edition, limited edition collector's edition, is so nice. Now, I could see Sony going in that direction, having collector's editions for their games, and that being the only way you can get a digital game. But that's just, it's that the collector's edition getting the physical game is more of an indie game thing. I know it's not just for indie games. We've had collector's editions for other AAA games, but we've mainly seen this with indie games. At least I have. I'm pretty sure Undertale only has a Switch physical too. I could be wrong on that. I feel like I've seen it for Xbox too, but I'm pretty sure Undertale is only physical on Switch, which is another reason why I think the Switch is going to be the last bastion for physical games if they do disappear and never come back. Because indie developers love giving their games physical copies on Switch. Switch is like the main hub for indie games, and not saying it's that those games aren't on other consoles, but it's the main thing, you know. I'm not really educated on that, so I can't really say much, but that's just what I think. This is all just what I think. If I get something very wrong, I'm sure there will be nice people to tell me like, hey, you got something really wrong, and I'll see it. So now here's where I get even more into my opinions. Am I fully against digital media? Absolutely not. There's so many games on my Switch that I have digitally. Would I want them physically? Absolutely. I want Splatoon 3 physically. I have that only digitally. I have Mario Kart World digitally. I would love that physically. I have Luigi's Mansion 3 digitally. Would love that physically. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book digitally. Would love that physically. So on and so forth. I'm not opposed to getting digital games. However, the physical games that I do have, I love them so much more than the digital game. I know it's the same thing. There's nothing different besides the fact that it's not physical. and there being a small chance that the game could be quote unquote taken away. I don't think it can be taken away. Essentially, you just won't have a way to play it. Like, I don't know. A way I can look at this is recently Mario Kart Tour, the mobile game that everyone forgot about, is getting shut down in like September, October, I don't remember when. And people are going online and saying that, oh yeah, they're taking away your license to play the game. They're gonna delete it off your phone. That is just not true. They are turning off the servers on a mobile game. And this has happened so many times with mobile games. The servers get turned off and they never get turned back on. And this happened with Dr. Mario World. And no one batted an eye because that was years ago. No one was thinking about this whole video game crisis. But that's just what mobile games do. They turn off the servers after some years. If it's like almost dead. It just happens. Like, it's not new. It's always been a thing. And you just have a dead app on your phone that you have to delete because it's taking up random storage. But yeah, this whole thing is just a very strange time. Because we knew this was coming, we just didn't expect it to be this soon. And I would be lying if I said I wasn't, like, kind of worried for the future of, like, games. Because I grew up playing Mario. I love Mario games. And I also grew up playing Gears of War. Now, Gears of War I am kind of worried for because multiple reasons, mainly the series probably being dead after E-Day if it doesn't do well. But the other thing is because of the physical games and just seeing how these developers react to that. If developers are super negative towards it and they decide to stop making games in a series, what can we do? We just have to wait to see if this whole thing just doesn't happen and we can keep physical media for the future and get new games. Again, I'm not really explaining this in a good way. I, again, will put Keeganchu's channel in the description and in the iCard. Go to him. He's been posting so many shorts and so many videos about this whole situation. I recommend you go to his channel to get more in-depth and more proper information. I'm just speaking my mind and my opinion on all of this. And I'm just getting my opinion out there because my whole channel, I play video games. Like, that's the whole thing I do. I play Nintendo games, sometimes other games. Luckily, I do Nintendo games, so I don't really have to worry about any kind of that stuff anytime soon. Again, I think Nintendo's the last bastion for physical games. Even if all games have to go to keycards, I still think that is still the last bastion for physical games. I don't think they will, unless the next Nintendo console is a home console and they make these crazy big games. Like, I don't know, the next Mario Kart is like 50 gigabytes. Even then, that would still fit on a cartridge at least, maybe not a disc. I don't know much about discs and cartridges. I know the Nintendo cartridges are 64 gigabytes, I think. And there's also other sizes, which I'm not really caught up on, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if I have much more to say about this. It is crazy that Xbox laid off so many people. It's crazy that Sony is killing physical media in 2028, and Nintendo seems to be like our last hope in this crazy time right now, so that's just what I think. Go check out Keeganchu's channel. He explains this in much more detail, and he goes into statistics and stuff, so I recommend it. But I mean, yeah, that's just how I feel. So yeah, I don't really know what's gonna happen. Just gotta wait and see. Nothing we can really do right now, right?